Hello everybody, I'm Leanne and I'm a book artist from the Pacific Northwest. I love sharing ideas of things that you can put in your books, things that you can have fun with. Today has to do with using a coffee dyed filter. So these are filters that you just get, at your normal grocery store. These weren't used, but I did take coffee and dye them up. Since my right arm is broken, like normally I would want to squirt them with a squirt bottle, but I can't really do that easily. So what I did, I just put the little bowl out, I poured some coffee in there, and I scrunched these up, and then I dipped them in the bowl until they were saturated. Some of them I got really saturated and dark, and then some like this one, I just put a little bit on it and left little white spots. So depending on the type of look that you want, you could also do it without one. Like this one, I didn't dye at all. I just did this one plain. The nice thing about keeping them plain is that you can see through it more easily to whatever you have placed in the inside of it. This one was coffee dyed. It's with the exact same piece of printed paper that I have in the inside, but you can see the visibility is just a little bit different, but they have a completely different feel, don't they? So dye up some coffee filters. I did scrunch these up because I was thinking maybe I wanted more of a used distressed type feel. This one I did not scrunch up at all, but I mean naturally they're just kind of bent and stuff, but I don't know if it's coming across. Can you see how this one's just it has more of a texture to it? So anyway, whatever your preference is, that's what you'll want to do. These are 3 of them that I've done. This one I used just a more cheerful piece of paper in it, and I have a tag like this at the bottom. This was the first one that I made, so it's sweeter looking, and I put a heart for my little tag to hold on to. And then this one, I just love monochromatic. What can I say? So, and then of course buttons, put a little bit of lace, and then I did just a little rip tag at the end with some lace on it. So let me show you how to make them, and you can make your own and come up with your own ideas of things to decorate and do with them. So I'm going to use the one that has a little bit more variation in the coloring. And what I'm going to do, I'll be folding in half so I can have one for the front and one for the back. For this particular one, I'm just going to use a sheet of music. Since it's already printed on both sides, it makes it easier. So what you want is a heart shape. So you do, to cut the heart, if you don't have a template of what you want to fold your paper in half. I'll try to draw it so you can see what I'm doing. You've probably done this before, but if you haven't, can you see where I have that pencil marking? You draw a half heart on there, and when you have it folded in half, after you cut it out, you have the full heart. So there, I've cut that one out. I'm sure you guys have done that. And there you go, there's your heart. So what you want to do now is hold that up to your paper, and you want to cut maybe a 1/2 inch around the outside. And the reason I say a 1/2 inch is that it gives you a little bit more space to work with. And then at the end you'll go ahead and go back and you'll trim it off. So there I have 2 sheets because I did them at the same time, and they're cut out around the heart. So at this point you want to take a needle and thread. So you can use crochet thread, or if you want you can use something just normal thread. So it just depends on the look that you want and the color that you want. So for this one I'm going to use a brown thread. This one happens to be an upholstery thread. It doesn't need to be anything strong or fancy, just a thread. So first of all, if you do have 2 pieces, what I did and what you'll want to do is just put a little glue on them and put them together so that you have the front and the back held together without having to be fussing around on it. So you can do that also. Just place a little bit of glue. Now you're going to put these 2 together, and then you're going to put a little glue on the front side. Now I find that the area that you glue and that you stick it to will actually appear a little bit more clearly because it's stuck to it. So it's a very simple running stitch type thing that you do. So at this point you want to find the middle of your heart and press it in, and find the other edge of your heart, and pull your first stitch up through it. And you want to keep, I don't know, keep like a 6-inch or a nice little tail there for you, because you're going to use that to tie it at the end. Find the top of your heart and go ahead and go down and out. Just kind of pull it, and then pull your little tail back to make sure that you haven't lost it. And then you're just going to keep on doing that throughout your heart. You're going to do that all the way around, checking that tail. So just do any size stitch that you want. If you want them tiny, go tiny. If you want them a little bigger, go a little bigger. So you can even do more than one stitch like this at a time. I tried to do that just a second ago, but it was at a corner. So you want to do that where there's a little straight line. Okay, so do that all the way around. So at the end here, you're going to want to do your last stitch and come up just near where the other one was. And then these two are going to be tied off with the tail that you left earlier. I can grab that piece. So I'm going to do my first knot. And then my second. Now if you want to, you can turn that into a bow, or you can just clip that close and then just have your one strand left. So I'm just gonna clip it close and then clip a strand. That's how much long I want it. So now you can see I have you know, an unruly edge. So what I'm gonna do at this point, I'm gonna go back and trim it down to like 1/4 inch all around. Just make it a nice clean cut. Like that. So I do want to point out that to do like that lace right there, what I did was open up these edges and then glued it, put my little piece in there, and then closed it up. So, you know, just some little decorating tips. This one, I did the little cross stitching thing on it. That's something that you can also do, or put a ladder on it. That would be fun too. So I might cut a few of these out for this one. This is a 1/2 inch punch. And if I can cut 2 of them, if I have enough room, I do. I'm going to do 2. So, and I can distress that also, because it does have a distressed feel to it, because of the coffee dyed area of my coffee filter. Okay, so you get the idea. So the possibilities really are limitless of what you can come up with to do with these little cuties. Now let me show you what it looks like in a book. So this is just a little sample page thing I've got here. Let's go to this one. Okay, so I have this one tucked in there, and this is such a crack up. I just love it. So see how I have the, this is from that little kid. I've been doing the fish books. So this is one of the fish from there, and I thought, wouldn't that look cute on the end, just kind of sticking out there? So when you pull it out, it's a little hardest. So for someone that loves fishing, I think that's just a fun little idea, just a little surprise as it comes out. So you can tuck it in, you can leave a little bit of it sticking out like that, and then you've got your little part hanging out. So anyway, it just really is a cute little addition to a book. I think it also would be really nice I would have done this had my arm not been. I would have done this had my arm not been struggling so much. Take some of the plastic from your cereal or crackers and make a little pocket so that when you tuck it in, whichever one, I'm going to go sideways. When you tuck it in, you can actually see it and then stitch around. Anyway, just an idea. I look forward to seeing your thoughts and your ideas and things that you can make. I hope you have fun with this one. Just a great little thing that you can make. What's nice about it is that you can work on these right in front of your TV if you're watching TV or something like that, because it uses a little bit of supplies and doesn't take up a lot of room, and you do it all by hand. So anyway, there's some fun little things. Let me show you this one a little bit closer too, because I just love it. I put a little piece of feather there. I put a little bit of cheesecloth there, and then lace and the stitching. And then the stitching too, it blends more within it instead of sticks out like some of the other ones. So that just creates a whole different look and a whole different feel. So hope you have fun with the project, and I hope you have a great day, and I will see you later. Bye.